Hello, this is Jarrett Lau, the founder of Green Ocean Property Management. In today's message, I'm going to be covering my 3 L's to making sure that your tenants are safe at your property. The first one is locks. So upon every single tenant transition, we try to change the locks for any tenants moving in. This is really important because you never know who previous tenants gave their keys out to, whether it was dog walkers, mechanics, friends and family, and you just don't want keys floating around that could actually allow access into the unit for these new incoming residents. In addition, changing the locks will always make sure that you have locks that are functioning. We've seen properties where the locks get old, the keys get aged and worn down, and people start struggling even getting into their own house, and you don't want that. In addition, when the locks get old, sometimes they don't fit right, especially with some of the older doors that we have in Boston, and they just don't close properly. So locks is the first huge thing that we do to ensure safety for our residents. The second thing is lighting. Lighting's big because when it gets dark, even in areas such as basements or attics or anything of that nature, without proper lighting, you could have slip and falls. People couldn't see where they're going, and then they fall down a set of stairs and they can have a huge lawsuit against you. In addition, nighttime, you want your residents to be able to walk around, feel safe wherever they are, and to know that there's nobody hiding around a corner that could be able to potentially cause harm to them. In addition, you want to just make sure that your lighting is bright. Even if you have lighting in an area, make sure that there's no corners of darkness. The third L that we do to make sure that we have safety for our tenants at our properties are landings. And landings are anything from patios to decks, stairways, walkways, anything that where they're walking. And we will make sure handrails are tight. We're going to make sure that masonry of steps is solid and that there's no slip and fall hazards of it, that there's no uneven grounds, that any decks and patios are not shaky, because the last thing you want is someone falling and slipping and hurting themselves just because it wasn't maintained. So as a brief overview, those are our 3 L's: lighting, locks, and landings, to make sure that your tenants are safe at your property. And if you or anyone else you know is looking for a property manager that's always proactively thinking to making sure that you and your tenants are properly protected, please think of Green Ocean Property Management, where you get more than a property manager, you get peace of mind.